Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another phenomenal episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He's the tranquil dart of Ringside Society, Delaware's greatest American hero. And whenever he goes to Taco Bell, he asks for a chief burrito because he loves the combination of chicken and beef. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And in the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. Three continents down, three more to go. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. You see, we're actually who we have tonight is a special guest who has one of the toughest tasks in pro wrestling, and that is introducing you, us, the fans, to the competitors that we see at our local wrestling show. That's right. It's not something easy. You got to stay fully focused. You got to block out all distractions. Everybody, welcome to the show. 1CW ring announcer, Morgan the Queen King. How you doing tonight, miss?
Woo!
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to have you on. You know, when Rob said, hey, we have some ring announcers at 1CW, I was like, yeah, sure. Let's talk to them. Let's bring them on. Let's see how things are for them. We had JJ Dillinger, and I was like, wait a minute. There's another one. Let's get her on. You know, so we're glad to finally have you on here. We really and truly do appreciate it. So yeah, so tell us, man, like, you know, I normally ask pretty much like 99% of our guests that we have on here, how did you become a fan of professional wrestling?
So, I actually grew up with my cousin, Hobo Harry, who me and him loved wrestling. We would watch wrestling, play with wrestling figures. That's what I grew up with. And I grew out of it a little bit and got back into it some more. And I started really loving it again and started going to the Workhorse Training Center. And that's how I got into it, was going and training with the workhorses.
Wow, that's awesome. That's cool that y'all started watching it together, and then you know you grew out of it, but then you came back, and now there you are, you and Hopo Harry working, you know, side by side. You know, he's wrestling, of course. You're, you know, ring announcing. That's a great thing. Definitely a great thing. So what is it? What's it like working like with your cousin, like at the you know on the same promotion? Is it kind of weird? Is it like, yo, you know, we're pretty much like slaying this, man. Like, you know, we're killing it right now. You know, family affair. You know, like, what's it like?
It is great knowing that I've got not only my actual family there, but also people that I've now that are now becoming family. So it's awesome being a part of that and knowing that he's here and he's there and supporting me. It makes it even better.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome that you know y'all are like you know working together. It's really great. It's really great. And wow, that's we've actually had Hobo Harry on here before many years ago. Maybe it might be time to have him back on. Um, I heard he's not hobo anymore. I think he came into some money, and I think he's I heard he got
Yeah.
some really fancy clothes now, and you know he's not he's I don't know, Rob. You might have more insight on that than me, but I heard he came into some money, and now he's like all like you know
Oh yeah,
looking all
he got
cleaner with
some
now.
nice clothes though. He still got his a change bagger, you know. He still got his little thing to beg for change, but yeah, he's got some nice clothes now. I think his name's Sam Il. I think he's going by Sam Il now.
Wow, okay, that sounds a bit fancy, man. Yeah, but that's great to hear. So you went to the Workhorse Training Center. You know you did your thing. Now, when you were ring announcing your first match for your first event, you know what was going through your mind? Were you like, something, I got this? I had a lot of great training from great people, or were there like some butterflies in your stomach? Or was it like a mixture of both?
It was a mixture of both. Like, I was excited for it and I knew I could do it, but I was also really nervous my first time.
Okay.
It going through your
And
head of, I want to mess this up.
okay. So after your first event, what was it like? Were they like, you know what, you'll get better? Or were they like, wow, Morgan, you were great, man? And were you like, what? Like what was it like? Well, after that, because after that, man, like when I used to be a singer, I used to be like, after our first gig we did, I was like, wow, we actually did that. That's cool. Like, we can't believe it. Like, what was it? What was it like for you?
Yeah, I felt like I did okay, but everyone was saying that I did really good and that they were so proud of me for getting up there and doing it. And it was kind of one of those things where I didn't know what was going on because I was like, did I really just do that?
Okay. Oh, so was there ever a time you've and how long have you been ring announcing, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, it's coming on to a year.
A year? Wow. Congrats. Congrats on I don't know if I'll get to tell you on the year, on the day of, or the exact date that you started, but if I don't, congrats in advance on a year in ring announcing. And was there ever a time where you felt like during your whole year as a ring announcer, like, oh my gosh, I messed up, like you were announcing somebody and then they were like, yo, that was awesome. Like, they were like overexcited, like, yo, you killed it, man. Like, yo, keep doing that. Was there ever that moment, that time?
Yeah, so I've messed up a couple times, but when I mess up with certain people, like definitely with the heels, they'll play into it of arguing with me at that messed up, like you wrong, and it makes it even better.
Okay. Wow. So with ring announcing, um I've never asked a ring announcer. I don't think I've asked a ring announcer this, but everybody has their way of getting into like that mode when before they're doing a show. Some people exercise. Me, I'd probably listen to some music and get like pumped up. I mean, I'm not a wrestler, but I'm saying if I was in the business, I'd probably do that. Um, Rob eats apparently. I mean, I think Rob eats like a bunch of food, or he has like he drinks like 6 bottles of water. I think he does that. He has his own thing, but when you're getting ready for a show, what does Morgan the Queen King normally do to get herself in that mode?
So normally before every show, I sit in the bathroom with one of the moms and I get ready. She'll sit there and help me do my makeup, and that's kind of my time to decompress.
Mhm.
I like let everything out that's stressing me out or that's going on in my life, and I kind of just let it all out. So then I have a clean mind when I.
Okay, that's awesome. That's cool. So obviously with ring announcing, you know, the voice is obviously the main thing that you're using. You're not. It's in my opinion one of the um it's physically, but it's not physically challenging because it's not physically tedious because it's physically tedious, but it's not physically tedious because yes, you're using your voice, but you're not like Rob here. He's a referee. He's constantly has to be running around, looking, here, there, hitting the ground as soon as he sees that pin, 1, 2, 3, whatnot. Ring announcing, it requires you have to pretty much throw your voice. You can't just be like, hey, I mean, I'm not telling you, but I'm just saying like that's what I've seen from it.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, are there any inspirations? Like, are there any like other ring announcers or singers that that you take inspiration from that have influenced you with your ring announcing?
Well, when I was getting into it, I mainly learned everything when I started from training, and Mark Haro telling me different things of this is how you do this, and training me on it and getting me up there and having me practice and telling me to keep going, and I've got this. So having him tell me like that I'm actually doing a good job and helping me with it really helped. And then when I got into it working with JJ, he kind of took me in and helped me with that as well.
Oh, that's cool. So you got some help from your fellow ring announcer. That's awesome. That's really great. So I just got a few more questions. I know Rob has a plethora of questions. Once again, for those of y'all watching and listening, we apologize. We had some technical difficulties. We do not normally start that late. But so my second to last question, right? Um, you got a year down, and I know you got many more years because, like I said, ring announcers are very important to the wrestling industry. I don't care what anybody says because you people tell us, you men and women out there tell us that are in that ring have to stand in front of uh, hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, depending on which, where you're at. And you have to let us know who we're seeing in the ring. Otherwise, without people like you, without people like JJ Dillinger and the many other ring announcers that we've seen, and even the ones we've had on our show, we would just be seeing, as Rob likes to put it, two men bumping meat. I don't know, or as Robin Big E would put it, two men bumping meat. Or pretty much two men just or women, just throwing haymakers at each other. Um, so 1 year down in ring announcing, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I would love to continue with ring announcing. I love it. I love getting out there and being around all the wrestlers, but also I enjoy getting up there and actually interacting with everyone. It's one thing that ever since I got into it, I look forward to every show because I love interacting with everyone and being a part of that.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty awesome. So, and like I said, if you ever make the big time, if we see you on AEW, WWE, best believe, or TNA, and it could happen. Don't get it twisted. You never know. You might see a Triple H like, hey, that Morgan girl, I like her voice. Let's get her over here to WWE and have her with Samantha, and they could share the shows. Or you might see Tony Khan with that wild look in his eyes. Who's that? Is that Morgan? Let's get her on air. Next thing you know, you see Morgan King is All Elite. Stranger things have happened. So we definitely hope the best. We hope you get to travel the world, if not the country, doing ring announcing. Really truly appreciate what you do. Last question. Let's
Mhm.
say if 5 years down the road, and like I said, I mean no sarcasm whatsoever. You're killing it now. You're traveling all over the country. You're going to California, Utah, Texas. You're over here in New York. You're down in Florida, ring announcer because you're in that big demand.
Mhm.
You have a young woman or a young man that comes up and says, hey, Morgan, you're such an inspiration, man. I want to do what you're doing, man. I want to be just like you. What advice would you give that young man or young woman, that little boy, that little girl that wants to get into ring announcing for pro wrestling?
Not to give up. I didn't think I could do it. Why? And now I'm up there and I love it. So not to give up and find a company that will push you to do your best. Like 1CW, Sean Carlson, Sean Hardy, they always make me feel even better when I'm nervous. They'll tell me that I've got this. And you always need someone in your corner who will make you feel better. and to help with those nerves.
Awesome. So for those of y'all that are looking to get into ring announcing for pro wrestling or even any sport, because you have a lot of sports, you have boxing and MMA and every you just got some advice for somebody who's doing it right now and doing it very well for one of the best companies on the East Coast, 1CW. Remember, you heard this. Anything else, you probably got to hit up her PayPal or Cash App because I'm pretty sure Tom has money on her end. But you just got a little something, something from her, here on Ringside Society. And with that being said, Rob, the floor is open. It's all yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on, Morgan? How's everything going today?
It is going good.
That's awesome. How you enjoying the podcast so far?
It is good.
Okay,
I
cool. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. So, you were saying earlier, you and Hobo Harry, you grew up together, watching wrestlers and stuff. Like, who were your favorites growing up? Did you have any, favorites growing up that you're like, oh, this is my guy, this is my gal, who was that?
um me growing I we were mainly with WWE watching that. So
Mhm.
I grew up Cena, Triple H, The Big Show. I
Okay,
loved watching Kane.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kane, Big Show. I love Kane. Yeah, because Kane, he just come out and just tear somebody up and stuff. He was like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know the feeling about that. That's right. So you're talking about, training at workhorse and stuff, and now, a lot of ring announcers, they don't go through wrestling training. I mean, they don't do that. You did. You went in there. You were doing. You got to learn. I'm gonna peek behind the curtain or a little bit or whatever. All you do is ring announcers. You know how to like, take a bump, you throw a punch and stuff and all that good stuff. You've done the monkey rolls and all that, and you're just ring announcing. You know what I mean? So, what is it like training at, workhorse? You know what I mean? Because like I've been around 40 something years and I've played sports all my life and I haven't had hardly any better coaches than like Mark Harrow and Carlson and Ty Awesome. Learning from the people like that, So what's it like, learning from those guys and gals and stuff? What's it like up there for you?
Love being there. Definitely being around them. They make you feel like a family. And that was always the best thing for me, was having them as a family for me.
Mhm.
And I loved being coached by Mark, even though he is hard sometimes, and I love it. And Sean and Ty, it's just amazing.
Oh yeah, I know. And that says something about you because there are like, I've literally seen like big wrestlers, like, bigger than Tiberius and stuff, be like, oh, Mark's training. Oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And there's like, famous names too, are like Mark Hara. Nah, I'm good. And I was like, really? Like, I love Mark. Mark is like the best. Like, really, man. Like,
Yeah.
that must say something about them, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. Oh, and shout out Mark Haro, happy birthday, man. You're my guy. I love Mark, man. He's the best. He's the best. Now you're also talking about, when you go out there, get to interact with everyone. And a lot of people, listeners and all don't know, but you're like a fan favorite. Everybody likes Morgan and all. Yeah, like I was saying before, we were having comments on here. People hype for the show, like, I love her. She's the greatest. She rocks. Somebody even said, that's my demon child and all that good stuff. So, like what? So has it? What's it been like? Being a fan favorite there. Going like an intermission and stuff, and the fans coming up, wanting to take your picture, or you sign something or whatever. How does that make you feel? Doesn't it, is that pretty cool to you?
That it feels awesome knowing that people do like what I'm doing, and it just makes me feel great. I had a kid the other show come up to me and ask me to sign one of his posters.
Oh, nice.
And it was like, oh wow. Like it's great. And
That's
it makes
awesome.
you're actually doing good. So it makes it even better of okay, now everyone is encouraging me to keep going.
Hmm. That's right. Yeah, yeah, because yeah, yeah, you do a great job, and I even remember that first event. That was the one at the fair, right? That was your
Uh,
first one.
yeah, that was one of my first ones around a lot of people, I believe.
Yeah, because that was the one. I think it was like, yeah, we're gonna be filming for TV stuff too, and it was like, all right. And I remember it was like more, it was like kind of nervous, and I was like, Morgan got this. Morgan got this.
Yes, that was one of my very first events, and that was the first thing was, oh, it's going to be on TV as well, and it kind of put on me, but it was worth it.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you did a great job. My sister, she lives in Harrington. She stopped out and she was like, "Who's the ring announcer?" She knew. I was like, "Yeah, she's new." She's like, "Oh, she does a great. She's doing a great job and stuff. She's new. She's doing a great job." I was like, "I know. She got this. She's from Workhorse. You know what I mean? She got this. There's no doubt." So, doing the ring announcing stuff and all that. Are there any funny stories that you can tell, that have happened to you, during ring announcing, or, you just being, just, backstage or something that you can share?
Um, I don't really know if anything truly funny stories that I can think of offhand.
Hmm.
At least not yet.
Okay. Now I do have a couple funny stories with you though. One, you were going to beat me up in Felton. We
Yes.
we did a show in Felton for it was Workhorse show, and I remember after the show, fans were coming up and asking us questions like, "Oh yeah, where y'all located?" Da, da, da. And I remember somebody was like, "Yeah, you're ref and all. Is that all you do?" I was like, "Nah, I ref. I can do the camera and all. If I was like, if Morgan wasn't here, I'd fill in for her and da da da." And you were like, "You ain't taking my job. Who you think you are?" No, and then luckily Sam was over there like, "No, no, 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 no." I was like, "Whew, I don't need you over there." Because
I
then if
have done
you got you,
a few
huh?
people. It wasn't just you. I have done that to a few people.
I was like, "Yeah, I don't need your wrath. Because if you get on me, then your wife Adriana, Big Daddy, she's gonna be on me too, and I don't need Adriana on me either. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm good. I like breathing. I love eating tacos every week or whatever."
Yes. I have definitely yelled at a few people over that. We had someone brand new come into the trainings.
Uh-oh.
Had someone new come in and say that they were going to take my spot, and I yelled at him.
Ooh, ooh.
It's like, I don't know who you think you are.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You ain't taking Morgan's spot. I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know who they think they are. You ain't doing that. Morgan will be the last person standing. Yeah, ain't nobody messing with her.
Can't come
Not
in on
only
the
that,
stealing somebody's.
being a wrestling, huh?
They can't come in on the first day and say you're stealing somebody's spot.
Yeah, how you gonna do that day one? I mean, I'm taking your job, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, all right.
Oh,
You'll get booed at the thing. I guarantee you, he would that person would have went up there and they were like, boo, we want Morgan. I guarantee it. There's no doubt in my mind.
uh-huh.
Because I remember when I ring announced, I was doing it with CCW, and I remember they Rosaria, she came out, she went behind stage, and I was coming out, and they're booing me. They're like, "We want the pretty one." I'm like, "Well, you got the sexy one," you know what I mean? So
I loved working with her. She was great.
yeah, she was awesome. Yeah, I thought I was like the same with you. I was like, I thought I was just like, I'm barely doing good enough. I sound like Jeff Foxworthy out here. You might be a redneck if you da da da. But she was like, "Oh, I love your voice. You're great, good to go." I was like, "Oh, all right, cool." She thinks I'm good. I'm good.
Yes.
Now, my first time ring announcing was it was a TV taping also, and I remember being nervous, and I didn't even have index cards because Carlson called me up like during our break, like, "Hey, can you instead of reffing, can you ring announce?" I was like, "All right, yeah, I got this." So I had to use I tore out like notebook paper and was like ripping it up and stuff, for the like my little car. So I was standing there, like that, da da da. And I remember I got out there, I'm ready to go out, and Hardy come up. He's like, "Yeah, you ready?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Did you get a script?" I'm like, "What?" And then I heard the count 10, 9, 8. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh no, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, just go out there." And I'm like, "What?" You know, and then I was like, and I had to go on autopilot. You know, I was like, "Oh man, yeah." So yeah, that stuff's crazy. Yeah, ring announcing. I'm glad you do it. You know, I mean, you do a great job.
Thank you.
Now, for your next event, where are you going to be at next? You know, are you do you have anything coming up? You know, in March. What are you doing in March?
I will be back at Houston in March.
Yep. And if those don't know, it's going to be March 2nd.
Yep, I'll be back at the firehouse. I love being there. I wouldn't miss a show.
That's right. Not only are you there and stuff, you know, working there and stuff, you're also a hero and a firefighter there too. You know what I mean? So like, uh, yeah, do your firefighter friends, you know, do they tease you or something? Or are they like, yeah, you do your thing? Or are they like happy for you and stuff?
Um, at the beginning, I did get a little bit from it of why are you doing that and stuff like that, and people not really understanding it. But now I do have some of the guys coming to me and tell me how good I'm doing and that are happy for me. Even someone who didn't care for wrestling, I was talking to her and she asked me how I got into it and stuff like that and why I do it. And I told her, I was like, this is something like I train with these guys and we come out and we go 2 times a week and we'll train and go to these shows. This is giving us something to do, and we could be out there doing something that we shouldn't be doing in our lives.
Mm.
Like some of the, you could go out and we could be doing drugs or something like that, but instead we are putting our mind to something that makes us feel good, which is wrestling, ring announcing, reffing, instead of just going out and doing something we shouldn't be. And it kind of made her think of, I guess you're right. Like all these people come here and they get involved in this, and it is something that's nice.
Oh yeah, yeah, because the fans, you know, the fan, I love the one CW fans. They'll get into it too. You know, what I mean, they love their favorites and they boo the ones they hate and stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, you know, what I mean, then you got Miss Diana over there. You know, you got the Houston Heel Squad and all that good stuff. You know, it's like, oh wow.
And then Trucker's family.
Oh yeah, you get the Trucker Clan. Andrew, Andrew be over there. You got yeah, you
I'm
got
still,
you got Wyatt's family going up there. Then you get Tiny Tim, new Workhorse champion. You know, what I mean, you get his family, his clan up there. Oh my lord, yeah.
yes, there. It's definitely a lot.
hmm I actually like doing that before the shows and stuff. You know, after Hardy, you and Hardy or whatever. You know, you guys, tape up the names and stuff, put them on the back of the chairs. I love going around and seeing all the same names. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this person's sitting here this time. Okay, a lot of times, there's some people have their seats and they sit right there. You know, but I like going over there, see who's coming and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I like helping and putting the names on the chairs and seeing who's gonna be there. And it's nice seeing all those names that are like, wow, they're here every show. They support us every show. It's nice seeing that.
Oh, I know. And then not only that, not only do you also train and stuff, but you also show up for ring crew and stuff. You know, yeah, you're out there. You will be out there, with helping putting the ring together. Setting chairs out, guardrails, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, y'all might look at Morgan and be like, oh yeah, yeah, no, she does her thing. You know, what I mean, she's up there, early, doing all that. So yeah, you do your thing.
Yep. I love being
So.
help.
Oh yeah, me too. I love getting there early, getting to see everybody, come in, just like, all right, yeah, yeah, you get to see all the familiar faces and mess with everybody, see, catch up and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, we got WrestleMania coming up, and it's us, one CW and like three other companies and stuff. Now, are you going to be able to ring announce up there? Are you making it up to that show, or do you have any plans for that day?
I am not too sure about that show just because I do work.
Hmm.
So I have to still figure that out a little bit because I'm got to work that day and I don't know. But I'm going to see what I can do.
Yeah, because it should be a fun show. I haven't done a show that big, you know. I mean, with four other companies and all those wrestlers and all that. I'm like, yeah.
Definitely going to be a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what's going on up there. But yeah, hopefully it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Hopefully,
Hmm.
should
Yeah, I
be.
don't see any reason why not. I mean, I think we all got everybody has 50 tickets to sell out. Each team or each group, and I think they're pretty much all sold out. It's like 200 people right there. And then you get the walk-ins and whew.
Yeah, definitely some of our crowd that comes to all of our shows are going to be going over there. So that
Mhm.
makes it better.
Yeah, I wonder if Miss Diane would be up there. It'd be awesome if you see her up there. I don't think she's gonna make the trip up there, but I'd be like, oh my lord, did you get up there? She was gonna kill me one time. I remember when I was refing a match, and it was when he turned heel, and he was like, ring the bell." I'm all like, I don't know what man. The one CW, but they emailed me, like, "Yeah, were you in on it?" Da, da, da. And she came up to me after the show. She's like, "Did you ring that bell? I didn't see you ring that bell." I was like, "I didn't do nothing." Yeah, you gotta talk to Hardy and da, da, da. Well, you need to get on that tape and reverse that decision. And I'm like, look, he's the owner. That's above my pay grade. You know what I mean? Well, you're an official. I was like, look, yeah, you got to talk with him. I ain't want no problems with her.
Definitely not. Don't want no problems with her.
No, 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 no. That's right. So you're like you were saying, you're related to Hobo Harry and stuff, man. Do you ever have you ever had to set out baked beans for him and stuff? Because I know sometimes that guy, before the show, he's trying to get some Taco Bell from people or begging some fries and stuff. You ever at night be like Hobo? I mean, we got you out by the dumpster. There's some pork and beans and stuff. So yeah.
I've had to go pick him up from behind the dumpster and bring him to a show.
Mm. I believe that. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. It's hard for him to get rides and stuff. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, you probably had to get detailed on that car too on the inside.
Yes. Don't bring him home after the show, though.
Oh man. Oh yeah,
Then
yeah,
he's
yeah. I don't. Yeah,
nope.
yeah. I'm good with that. Yeah, I don't need to do all that. After the show, I gotta hurry up and get home to my dogs. I had three beagles, and yeah, I'm afraid that I might go home and there's like surprises and stuff everywhere. So after the show, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get home. Unless you're
Yeah.
on the way, you know what I mean? Yeah, let's go.
Oh, I don't have room in the car no more. Sorry.
There you go. There you go. Oh man, yeah, I can't say that because sometimes I bring the Jeep to there and I'll be like, oh, and like, let's pile in. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I got hounds to take care of. I got my dogs.
Uh-huh.
So before I, pass it on back to Remy and stuff, I do gotta ask, see, being in my advanced age and stuff, I'm always trying to find something new to watch, but I always get stuck watching the comfort shows, like I always watch, like American Dad or, I was watching the Ted Show or, The Office, stuff like that. But are there any new movies or TV shows that you're into right now or that you've seen lately and you could probably recommend? 'Cause I'm always trying to find something new.
I don't really watch TV that much. When I do,
Mm.
when wrestling comes on,
Hmm.
uh, other than that, I'm big into Marvel.
Oh, okay.
I'm big into watching those and those movies and rewatching them. But
Okay, okay. So what's your who's your favorite Marvel character? Or do you
um,
have a top like your you don't have to say favorite, the ones that you're like, yeah, these are the ones I love. I like
Flash.
the Flash.
Yes, we got into that. Um, he got me watching The Flash, and I couldn't stop. I loved it.
You're talking about the one that was on the CW, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I know that show too. I like that show. That's a real good show too. I'm actually kind of going through it again on Netflix and all. Like, I'm on like season 2 or 3. Like, if there's I'm around the house or something, like, yeah, I'm vacuuming stuff. I'll put it on or whatever and all. Yeah, yeah. I like that show. It's awesome
I'll
too. Yeah.
start watching it again because I loved it.
Yeah, because it has a couple other shows that go with it, like Arrow, Legends of
Yes.
Tomorrow, and all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, so I didn't watch all those when it came out. I watched a little bit of Arrow, but I'm like, all right, I gotta try and fit all these in and try and get it all in.
I have not watched Arrow yet. That one I have not seen quite yet, but I'm gonna have to start
Arrow was
watching.
pretty good. Yeah, I like the first couple seasons of that. Yeah, I think I seen like first 3 or 4 seasons. I thought it was good from what I seen. Now I did see the Flash movie that recently came out, and I know a
Yes,
lot of people were hating on it. I get that, like, yeah, the special effects and all, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Like, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I actually thought it was fun. I had a good
still
time watching
it. Yeah,
it. What'd you say?
we went and seen it as soon as it came out, and I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? Because the Batman on there is the one that was when I was a kid. He was the one kicking butt. And I was like, I thought it was cool. Like how they, yeah, just the multiverse thing. I was like, it was all right. It wasn't as bad as people were hating on it or whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's why I try not to watch reviews and stuff. You know what I mean? Because they'll be like, oh my god, this movie or whatever was trash, and then I'll go in with pre-mind like, oh yeah. I try going with an open mind, like I enjoyed it. So I enjoyed
right.
it. I had a good time. So I do gotta say, before I pass on back to Remy, I want to say, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on to chat with us. It was awesome chatting with you. I had a blast. Can't wait to see you at the next show and stuff, man. You're one of my favorite people. I like seeing you at the shows and all that good stuff. I hope you keep kicking butt with your ring announcing. I hope you get to do it like coast to coast, country to country, and you achieve all your dreams, and you and your family, have all the best of luck from here on out.
Thank you.
Morgan, it was a pleasure having you on. We wish you nothing but the best with your ring announcing career. And if you haven't heard it before, well, you're going to hear it for the first time from us here at Ringside Society. But if you have heard it before, I guess you're going to hear it for the 100,000th time. Thank you for all that you do with ring announcing, all that you do with wrestling. We really and truly do appreciate it. And, keep on doing the great work. We know it's not easy. But we really and truly do appreciate you doing it as well. Before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out where next appearances, purchase, Morgan King merchandise? Where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
Um, Mainly on Facebook. I that it'll just be under Morgan King. I also do a little bit with TikTok. That's more Monkey 5, and that is also my Instagram as well.
Awesome. So y'all have definitely heard. She just gave us her social media contacts. Go ahead and give her a follow. Check out her great work. A lot of great stuff going on there at 1CW. With that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for dinner and a nap. Maybe not in that order, but before before I partake in those activities, Rob Bass, the Sean Spence to my Burton Guster, the Eminem to my Royster 5'9", and the Bubba Ray to my Devon. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out your next appearances, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, or just talk wrestling? And where can books and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
All right, you can find me on Facebook, Rob Base, Twitter, Instagram, Rob underscore Base 82. And 1CW, you can catch us. We're going March 2nd. We're going to be back in Houston. I don't have many of the matchups right yet, but yeah, I know all right offhand. I know Ty Austin's going to be there. I know Ranch Hand Carlson's going to be there. I know Tons of Fun's going to be there. I know for a fact, our guest right tonight, Morgan, she's going to be there. Announcing the festivities. And if you can't make the show or whatever, you can't get the tickets, you can always find us on DelmoverSportsNetwork.com. And if you're not in the area, the Delmarva, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia area, you can go online, any app store, whatever, get Delmarva Sports Network. You can go to delmarvasportsnetwork.com and type in 1CW, and you can get all past episodes, from day one all the way up to now. Catch up with everything so you know what's going on, all that good stuff.
And if you want to find me on social, matter of fact, yes, to piggyback off of what Rob said, before I go into my spiel, definitely check out 1CW. A lot of great things going on. You never know who's going to show up. They just had Bobby Fish on their show this past week, so you never know who's going to show up. I'm actually kind of jealous of Rob because I always want to ask Bobby that one question that he never asked, and that was, how many fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? And then I would run the other way because I know immediately I'm going to get my ass kicked. So you never know who's going to show up at 1CW. I'm actually excited to check out their show on WrestleMania week. That is one of my main things to do, is go ahead and check out the one. As a matter of fact, it's not a 1CW show. It's a joint show that they're doing with three other promotions.
Yes.
But several of them are coming together, pooling all their talent to give you one grand show, one big show, no Paul White, in New Jersey on WrestleMania week. I'm actually excited to check it out, and I will definitely be there, God willingly. And so definitely, that's why you gotta support indie wrestling, man, because you never know what's gonna happen. But if you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool things, but I do go to a lot of cool places. You can actually check out some of my adventures in England, which I just came from. You can definitely check me out on Twitter and Instagram at the Remy Blue, also on Facebook as Remy Blue. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and X as it's called now, and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Spotify. We're also on Teespring where we actually sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have several great designs. Check us out. And last but not least, we're also on YouTube. You can definitely that's where you can find cool interviews like this one, like the one we have with JJ Dillinger, Sean Carlson, Sean Hardy, many great men and women from 1CW, many great men and women all over the world of professional wrestling. You can find those interviews on YouTube. And it's really simple to see them. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really good looking dark blue, light blue, yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. As a matter of fact, Rob, should I tell them what we have this Friday? Should I tell them?
In the words of LA Knight, yeah.
So, with that being said, Friday night at 9 o'clock p.m., which is 8 o'clock p.m. for my people in the middle, and 6 o'clock p.m. for my people that live on the West Coast, all my West Coast riders, we will be having 1CW referee, a great guy I've actually met at CCW last October. James Rudy will be on our show this Friday. So make sure you tune in for that, because he's going to be telling us about how he went from fan to referee. And quite frankly, he has looks to be a manager, but he's going to definitely let us know about his wrestling career and all that great stuff. But, so definitely check us out. We got that interview coming up. So with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. We really and truly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Once again, we apologize for the delay. We had a lot of things going on, but we made it. So with that, thank you very much for sticking with us. To those of you that are listening later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, really can't stand us, really truly wish we would just stop it all and go away. Well, like myself at a Golden Corral and Rob Bates at a Taco Festival, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. With that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well unaware. It's no secret. We see that everybody and their grandparents and the parents of a podcast, but we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. # we are not the same. Hey, yo, Rob Bass. One time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for one CW, and one time for Morgan, the Queen King.
Woo!
What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we'll be back this Friday with another impressive guest on another impressive host. But until then, we just have 4 favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.